Rapids Nation, we are blessed to be joined by Issac Dixon from the Grand Falls Rapids. Isaac, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, very well. How's your summer going so far?
Oh, it's pretty good. I'm keeping busy, mountain biking and working out, doing all the good stuff.
Nice. And so have you been quarantining at home, or where are you?
Yes, I'm at home.
Yeah. Do you have a home gym setup or anything like that, or are you just kind of using what you got?
Well, I have a pool house here, so we kind of made that into a little portable gym kind of thing. So it works, but it'll be nice to get back in the gym next week.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that goes on.
Yeah, hopefully.
You never know how things are going to go, but we're making a little bit of headway. So,
yeah.
What are your thoughts about the upcoming season with the Rapids? With it's kind of up in the air the start time, but what's your thoughts around that?
Well, I'm excited. I'm hoping it's going to be a better year than last year. It looks like it should be. We were young last year, but we'll be more experienced, and hopefully we can make the playoffs and make something happen out of it. And hopefully it starts.
Yeah. I mean, there's talk that it could be as early as or as late as the new year.
Oh wow!
But hopefully it starts on time.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see over the next few weeks here. They'll make a decision and hopefully on time. What do you think about the NHL announcement recently with the 24-team playoff format?
Well, it's interesting. I haven't really looked at it much, but I just saw a couple posts there, and it'll be different. I can say that.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And while you've been off, have you been watching anything interesting on Netflix or TV or anything that you want to share with people that they should or maybe shouldn't watch, depending on what you found?
I don't know. I think I've watched almost every show on Netflix so far. But there was that show that was going around like probably a month back, Tiger King. I watched that in like a day. It's crazy. See what goes on.
Let's talk a little bit about that show. I got to be honest. I watched the first episode. I don't even think I could finish the first one. It just seemed way too crazy.
Yeah.
It's all the rage, right? It's what everyone's talking about. So just give us a bit, like the 15-second synopsis of the show. And was it really worth watching the whole thing or no?
Not really. Like, it's basically about some guy who like created this tiger zoo down in the States, and like I think it's in the Midwest, I think. And basically he did a bunch of illegal stuff and gets caught and he goes to jail. I don't want to give too much of it out, but
no more spoilers than that. Oh,
no.
Awesome. And so are you working this summer? What are you doing to keep yourself busy besides mountain biking and hanging out?
Well, I've applied at a couple places. I worked at the golf course last year, but it's kind of up in the air right now with everything that's going on. So if the restrictions get lessened, then I'll get my job back. But right now I'm looking for something.
And where exactly are you? Where's home for you?
I'm in Rothsay, New Brunswick. So I live right next to the golf course, which is Riverside Country Club. Yep. Yeah, I've been golfing there since I was 5 or 6.
All right. So yeah. I got to ask you the same question I've asked everybody else who said they're a golfer. What's your handicap?
I'm 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're going to – I was saying to everybody else, we're going to have a little match here when you guys get back in. Just, we'll have to get out on the course and play.
Yeah.
It's reopened now in Grand Falls, which is nice. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we can keep it that way. But
yeah.
So you are set to graduate this year from high school, yeah?
I am, yes.
And obviously with everything that's going on, that isn't going to probably look like you thought it would look when you started 12 years ago.
No, not at all.
Any plans that you know of for graduation yet?
So graduation for me is you're allowed 1 car and fill it with your family. And you pull up to the school, I get out on the sidewalk. I walk up to the front of the school, get my diploma, take a picture with the principal, and get back in my car and leave. So that's about it. And there's nothing for prom or anything like that. So
yeah, it'll I as well have a kid who's graduating this year, and I feel bad for you guys. You've worked your entire school career to get to this point, and for a lot of you this is a big deal, right?
Oh yeah.
And now you're going to get this 10 seconds of a photo on the sidewalk, your diploma, and that's it. No prom, no anything else. And
yeah.
I know there's a lot of people planning these virtual proms, but it's just insane. it's just not the same. So I do feel bad for you guys. I mean, that is prom is an experience, and the end of the school year, parties and stuff that happen are an experience, and it's unfortunate that you're going to be there. But at the same time, you are going to be a unique bunch. Everybody graduating this year is coming from a class that probably and hopefully we will never see again.
Yeah. Will be remembered in history.
Absolutely. We were listening to the radio this morning, and they're talking about all of the artists that are making music, dedicated to all the graduates this year. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's been no other graduating classes that have had this amount of music that have been dedicated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty wild, but unfortunate, man. Just unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about coming to Grand Falls and what your impressions of the town were when you got here, and and how did they change, if at all, when you left?
Oh, well, being 17, it was like a big jump for me. I could have went back and played midget, but I decided to make the jump, and I think it worked out pretty good. Like, it was my first time away from home, so that was different, but I got in a good billet with Nick Sear at first, and then I moved in with his mom, Rena Sear, and she could own a restaurant with the way she can cook, and her cupcakes, she could sell those. They're awesome. So I was well taken care of there. So it was awesome. Yeah.
And you were attending school here in town, I'm guessing, while you were here?
I was, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about what that looks like for a player. So, I mean, I know you guys got daily practices and, kind of your conditioning and all that stuff that goes on. So how do you manage going to school at the same time as doing all of that stuff?
So basically, like, we would practice in the morning and then go home for lunch. And then at 1 o'clock, we'd be at school for 2 hours. So the first semester, I took 3 classes. I took chemistry, English, and I took math at home online. Okay. And then the second semester, I took another course in math and a physics class. So basically, that was all online. But it's just different because, like, you're like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you're used to being at school for that 6 hours a day and the normal schedule, and it's just totally changed this for your last year. Yeah.
And so how does that, I mean, I don't know, is there a minimum you got to keep in terms of marks or attendance or anything else to be able to play? I mean, Brad's a pretty strong character. So
yeah. Well, I'm a pretty good student, so it's not bad, but they just want you to pass all your courses pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And talk to me about playing for Brad McKenzie. What was that like?
Oh, it's awesome. I've known him since when he worked at Andrew Hockey. I used to go over to the little showcase there, so I've known him for a while, and I always liked him, so it was just an easy choice for me to come play and have him as a coach. He was awesome.
Gotcha. And talk to me a little bit about the attitude in the dressing room. I know, there's been some talk about the year before the team wasn't as close, but tell us about, kind of take us behind the dressing room door there and what kind of happens there, between periods or after games.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of joking around, but when it comes down to it, we're pretty serious during the game. But we joke with each other. It's all good and fun. But we were a pretty close-knit group this year, I'd say.
Awesome. Any pranks you can share with us? You don't have to name names.
Well, one of the goalies, he gets his stall used to get fiddled around with a lot. And there was a bunch of people that would steal shoes, and you'd be running around without your shoes till after practice. You'd have to search through the whole rink to find them. That's the ones I can talk about.
Fair enough. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about who your influences were growing up. Who do you think your biggest influence, or who would you say your biggest influence were?
Probably my parents, obviously. They taught me to be who I am today. But like hockey kind of talk, I'd say it would be my midget D coach. He was a teacher at my school, and he was just like super good attitude. He's a little guy, but you'd never know it if talking to him. He's accomplished a bunch of stuff. Like, he used to work for Hockey Canada, and he's just an awesome guy. He taught me a lot.
What's his name?
Mo Arsenal. Yeah.
That's
my dog barking in the back.
Good dog, yeah.
A Westie. He's
Okay.
11 turning 12, so he's getting up there, but he's still got a lot of fire in him.
The grouchy phase now, eh?
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. So good. What else is planned for you for the summer? Anything exciting that you're planning, or just kind of getting ready, gearing up toward the season, hopefully starting on time?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that we get some tournaments in with golf because I'm a big golfer in the summer, as most people know. But yeah, a lot of it's just training for hockey and to get better at my game. And see if I can get some ice if the rink's open anytime soon. Yeah.
Good. And just one final question for you. You made it to the NHL. It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. You're standing on the bench. The camera pans down. The camera stops on you. You look at the camera. Who's the first person you say hi to?
I say hi to my mom. She's awesome.
Okay. Maybe one more question on that. Who was the one who drove you to practice early in the morning?
That'd be my dad when I was little. Yeah.
was having a conversation about that, about the parents, the fathers usually, I say usually, I don't want to stereotype, but usually the father is the one to get up early and take the kid to practice and get him there on time and all the games. Yeah. My dad was for sure. And then the first thing that happens when you're on TV and you look at the camera, naturally, right? Hi, Mom.
Exactly.
Dad always gets ripped off, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, listen, thanks for taking some time out of your summer this summer to chat with us, and we look forward to seeing you back in Grand Falls, hopefully the beginning of the season in September. If not, when it does start up, we'll be looking for you, and we'll be looking for your on-ice antics that we saw last year, and for what you got for us for next summer, or for next season. Summer will be over.
All right.
So,
thank you.
You take care.
Can't wait to be there. Thanks.